G'day guys, welcome to episode 96 of Ask Jack D. Today we take a question from Caroline, Erin and Meg, three of our superstar entourage members from the We Collective, about best enabling the future of entrepreneurship. This is such a rich and meaningful and important conversation to have, so we're gonna have it. Let me give you a quick exclusive update. I am not a female, therefore I might not be overly qualified to have this conversation. However, from my perspective of building communities and enabling hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs through our community, I reflect a little bit on, firstly, the growth of female entrepreneurs and what we can also do to continue to enable female entrepreneurs to shine and illuminate the path for other women who want to walk the same path.
28 and I'm trying to shape history, pulling from the sky for some strength to take with me. Line up the stars, fly away quickly and push the world forward like a tidal wave hit me. I ride the wave swiftly, I fear no man.
Welcome to episode 96 of Ask Jack D. Today we take a question from three of our amazing members via video. Let it roll.
Hi, we're Caroline, Erin and Meg from the We Collective. We've got a question for Ask Jack. Hi Jack, we were just wondering what you think is the future for women entrepreneurs in Australia and some thoughts around the support structures in place.
Great question, Caroline, Erin and Meg. This is such an exciting, female entrepreneurship is such an exciting space right now. A lot of the fastest growing demographics in entrepreneurship and people starting their own businesses right now, and has been for a number of years, is females going into business, right? So it's so exciting and it has unique opportunities, it has unique challenges. So let's have a conversation around that. However, I will say this. This is a conversation that has a lot of political correctness and sensitivity attached to it, right? So I'm not going to speak to any of that. I think that when we get overly sensitive or overly politically correct in a particular topic, it gets in the way of having robust, authentic, genuine conversation. So I'm just going to speak from my heart, right? Let's put the bullshit and the sensitivity aside for a second and have a genuine conversation around, what is truly great about female entrepreneurship and how we can continue to enable it. Because there's a lot more support structures and groups coming up that purely address female entrepreneurship, as they should, right? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about enabling the future with bullshit to the side. Number one, I think there's inherent value in women coming together with women. The same is true for men, right? But there's inherent value in it because if you get, there's groups like the League of Extraordinary Women who do an exceptional job at bringing together incredible women, both in terms of the audience and the people that the females that they put on stage. There's people like Collective Magazine, or Collective Magazine is a unisex magazine, but the majority are females, and it provides so much value for the women that are in that particular group. We Collective is another great example. I'm intimately familiar with what you guys do, and it's so important for women to be able to come together with other women and have conversations, and because we all carry masks, we all carry stuff. And when we come together as a group of women, if you're a woman, or as a group of men, if you're a man, we can drop the mask. We feel safer. We feel that we can be more vulnerable. And in some sort of a sense as well, we probably feel we can be more of ourselves, right? Again, like with me and my family, every single year since 2 years before I was born, so since I was born, every Easter, me, my father, my uncle, my two cousins and my brother, we all go away. So all the males in our family go away together for 4 or 5 days every Easter. And that was so important developmentally for me as a person and as a man and as a human being. And so I really appreciate the magic and the essence of people coming together in groups that enable them to feel safe, right? And more of that is happening, and more of that needs to continue to happen. Number two, what we need to realize is that people are people, right? And generally speaking, and there's absolutely differences, there's absolutely uniqueness, I get all of that. What people want when we come together is it's not that we want events, it's not that we want education, it's not about the mechanics or the tangibility of whatever operationally we're doing, right? People come together to address and meet their unique values. Generally speaking, when people, particularly entrepreneurs and people who are pioneering their own path, are coming together as a collective, which is a unique paradox in and of itself, because we're celebrating self and individualism in community and as a group, which is freaking beautiful. The three things that people want when we come together, this is both male and female, but for We Collective, these are the three values I would be trying to hit if I were you. Number one is belonging. Everybody wants to come together in a group where I feel like I belong, particularly if I'm an entrepreneur, particularly if I'm a female entrepreneur. Because as entrepreneurs, we're different, right? Bear's eating stuff behind me. We're filming at my place today. Bear, behave. Particularly entrepreneurs, because we're 1%ers, right? We think different. We live a different life. We live a very non-traditional life. We walk a very non-traditional path. Therefore, to come together amongst a group of other people with similar values and similar path and similar challenges, similar aspirations, similar languaging, is incredibly liberating. I can't tell you how many people have come to an unconvention with the entourage and have come on board with us in one way or the other and come up to me 3 or 6 months later and said, Jack, the minute I walked in, I felt like I'd come home, right? And they never mean that in a cult sense. They just mean that in I felt like I was around people who got me, right? So number one in terms of the values trying to achieve with something like We Collective is belonging. Number two is significance. Even though I want to belong, I want to feel like I matter. I want to feel like I'm unique. No one wants to be a number amongst the herd. We all want to be heard. We all want to be unique, right? So we need to enable people to feel like they matter. And number three is contribution. I don't want to be just in a space. When I say I'm talking hypothetically, right? People that come to events and all that sort of stuff. We don't want to feel like we're there just to take. Everybody, and this is somewhat counterintuitive for people that want to enable other people to be great, is we think they want to come just to get. They don't. People want to come to give. People want to understand that they are sitting in a room, or if they put up their hand or they share something that's been going on for them, that opinion will be valued, right, and heard, which is so incredibly important. So belonging, significance, and contribution are three things that I think can enable community and help draw out self and help individuals become the best versions of themselves while they're in community. The third thing I will say around this, and this is a bit of a call to action. Again, we'll put the bullshit to the side. Everybody wants role models. We all want to be able to look at the giants that have walked this path before us and be able to envisage ourselves in their shoes. I'm really good friends with a lot of incredible women, whether it's Jane Lou from Showpo, whether it's Julie from Style Runner, whether it's Liz Atkinson doing a thing down in Melbourne, whether it's Cheryl Ty from Cupcake Central, or Sarah Riegelhuth from Wealth Enhancers. I'm probably missing a lot, but just incredible women. When these women get on our stage, and Entourage is one of the only co-ed education community institutions in probably the world, but definitely Australia, where the majority of our members are female. The majority of our students are female. So we do this, we do this well. But what the women in the audience say to me after a Jane has been on stage, or after a Sarah's been on stage, or after a Lisa's been on stage, is I go, Jack, we got so much from that. And we love hearing from anybody and everybody. But when a woman stands on stage and when a woman speaks from her heart, when a woman lights the room up, we can picture ourselves in her shoes. We can sort of self-identify with that, which makes the whole experience more powerful for us. So any women entrepreneurs, I think, need to stand up, and that can be challenging, right? Because so much of our self-talk comes into play. It was Oprah who said in her last ever episode, she said, the voice inside your head, and this applies to if you're human, the voice inside your head which tells you you are not good enough never goes away. The voice inside your head that tells you you're a phony and you're going to be found out tomorrow never goes away. Regardless of how successful you become, never goes away. So that will always be there. I think what women need is more women to stand up and own themselves and own their space and own the stage and own the room, and really provide. And so many, as I said, so many great entrepreneurs are already doing this, and be the shining light that illuminates the path for other women and other females to feel empowered to do the same. That's what I think will best enable the future of female entrepreneurship. in the comments below, what do you think will best enable the future of female entrepreneurship? We're not, I get there's so many challenges, I get all of that, I'm not after a debate, and I'm not going to enter into it. What I am interested in is your views on what do you think we can do to best enable female entrepreneurship, and maybe even just enable entrepreneurship in the grander scheme of things. In the comments below. Erin, Meg, Caroline, thank you for that. That's a really good question. More of this dialogue needs to happen, and more of the sensitivity around, I think, needs to dissolve, because it opens up the door to have really honest, truthful, meaningful conversations without people needing to have their guard up. This is a cool conversation to have. Let's keep having it in the conversations below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I look forward to chatting with you guys tomorrow.
Been there, I've just actualized a wish that I dreamed as a kid. Chill. Cause I'm lighting up the stars. You know